Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs of 18th of May 2024. So let's start and see that what are the things we can learn from this particular day. So before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you. So I've got some international news, state news, banking and finance news. After that, I got covered defense and science news, important days, obituary, and we will summarize that what we learned in this session. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So first news that we have today with us is that India risks US sanctions over Chabahar port deal with Iran. So India has signed a 10-year agreement to develop and operate Iran's strategic Chabahar port. We discussed about recently. So on that particular thing, a new development is there that India risks US sanctions, that because US is not in favor of Iran and there are conflicts between Iran and Israel. USA is in favor of Israel, and so that is why USA will put sanctions on India. So in amidst of that, still India is going with the 10-year agreement with Iran Chabahar port terminal. So India has signed a 10-year agreement, and the deal aims to strengthen trade ties with Central Asia and Afghanistan bypassing Pakistan. So India does not want to go through Pakistan. So for that purpose, they have particularly created a route through which they can go to Iran and also they can reach Afghanistan. However, this agreement faces potential US sanctions, complicating National New Delhi's strategic objectives. Development of Chabahar port is seen as a critical move for India's regional connectivity. So do remember, India risks US sanctions over Chabahar port deal with Iran. India and Britain reaffirming commitment to FTA at annual strategic dialogue. India and UK have reaffirmed their commitment to concluding a free trade agreement. UK's Prime Minister currently is Mr. Starmer, and he is from the Labour's Party. This was discussed during the annual UK-India Strategic Dialogue in London. Two nations have already conducted 13 rounds of talks, with the 14th round commencing in January 2024. The discussion also reviewed progress in the 2030 roadmap established in 2021 to enhance cooperation in various sectors. So India and Britain have reaffirmed commitment to FTA, that is Free Trade Agreement, at annual strategic dialogue. If we talk about Britain, Britain is a particular country that is found that we can found on British Isle, and it is a part of United Kingdom. United Kingdom comprises of Britain, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. India UAE concluded meeting on India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. So recently, India and UAE recently concluded a significant meeting focused on the India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. That means an economic corridor that will go through India, from India towards Middle East and then to Europe. The meeting was held under the Intergovernmental Framework Agreement. The aim is to enhance cooperation for the development and operationalization of the corridor. This initiative is set to provide alternative supply routes and generating efficiencies and reducing costs. Recently, two countries, they have backed out from the particular corridor that was created by China, that is One Belt, One Road. And those two countries, last year it was Italy, and this year it was Brazil. And now India is on their way to create a new type of corridor with UAE to conclude meeting on India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. Southwest monsoon to reach Kerala around May 31. So first of all, you need to understand that what is Southwest monsoon. So in India, Indian climate, you must have heard about the name of the Indian climate. So Indian climate is famously known as a tropical monsoon climate. Though we know that India is bisected by the Tropic of Cancer, which passes through the 8 states of India, and that particularly put India in two different sectors. One is the temperate region, one is the tropical region. Though there is not much difference in the area distribution in tropical and temperate, but still we call it the tropical monsoon climate. Why? Because starting from June 1st and till September. Then this comes the southwest monsoon or the summer monsoon. Then comes the monsoon that is called a retreating monsoon that lasts in September and October. After that, in December and January comes the northeastern winds and the western disturbance that lasted till March. And again, after April and May, and again June, the monsoon again comes. So that is why the Indian monsoon is highly affected through monsoon. That is why the Indian climate is known as the tropical monsoon climate. Out of these, the first monsoon every year that comes is the southwest monsoon, and to reach Kerala around May 31st. So generally, the accepted date from our textbook is 1st of June. That 1st of June is the day when southwest monsoon enters Indian territory through Kerala. But this time, it has been reported that it is coming on 31st of May. The India Meteorological Department has forecasted the arrival of southwest monsoon in Kerala around 31st May. This marks the onset of rainy monsoon in the region. So this is called early onset. That means when the monsoon arrives early. The announcement comes amidst nationwide anticipation and preparation for the monsoon. The timely arrival of the monsoon is crucial for agriculture, water resources, and our economy as well. So remember, the southwest monsoon is the monsoon that comes generally on 1st of June every year. SBI raises short-term retail fixed deposits rates amidst economic shifts. So State Bank of India has increased short-term retail fixed deposits rates by 25-75 basis points. This is in response to raising credit demand and falling liquidity. It marks SBI's first interest rates hike since December. This move is likely to be emulated by other banks, reflecting a strategic adjustment to offer better returns for depositors. So do remember that SBI raises short-term retail fixed deposit rates amidst economic shift. India's April trade performance. So export inch up, trade deficit widens. So basically, according to the recent report of the April trade performance, so the export of India has a little bit inched up, has increased a little bit, but trade deficit, that means the particular trade that we are doing since last some years and some months, has seen a decline. So Indian merchandise exports saw a modest 1% increase in April, in reaching $34.99 billion. Growth was driven by sectors like electronics, chemicals, petroleum products, and pharmaceuticals. Trade deficit widened to a 5-month high of $19.1 billion, with imports rising by 10.25% to $54.09 billion. Notably, import of gold and crude oil surged, contributing to the deficit. So do remember that India's April trade performance, export inch up, trade deficit widens. Coal India, NMDC, ONGC, Videsh seek overseas critical mineral assets. So the Indian government has announced the plan for public sector companies like Coal India, NMDC, ONGC, Videsh Limited to seek critical mineral asset overseas. This strategic move aims to secure vital mineral resources essential for various industries. Focus is on mineral crucial for clean energy technologies and electric vehicles. The initiative is the part of India's broader strategy to ensure resource security. So remember, Coal India, NMDC, and ONGC seeks overseas critical mineral assets. And to add to that, recently we have seen that the underground gasification of coal was also started, and the first kind of project was introduced in Odisha and Jharkhand. So remember, Coal India, NMDC, ONGC, Videsh seeks overseas critical mineral assets. Indian foreign exchange reserve jumps $2.56 billion to $644.15 billion. So recently, India's foreign exchange reserve saw an increase of $2.56 billion, reaching a total of $644.15 billion. Data is for the week ended May 10, according to the Reserve Bank of India. Increases follow a previous rise of $3.668 billion after 3 consecutive weeks of decline. Reserves are crucial for maintaining economic stability and managing external shocks. So basically, foreign exchange is a very crucial thing. I hope you remember that in 1991, when the LPG was introduced, at that time, the foreign exchange of India was seriously declined. And we remained with only 2 weeks of money that we can expand on the things. After that, at that time, the finance minister of our country, Dr. Manmohan Singh, he introduced LPG, that is liquidity, uh, and privatization and globalization, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And for that purpose, after that, there was a surge of FDIs and all the other things into India, and Indian market was open for everyone after that thing. Now we can see that Indian market has grown exponentially after that time, and now it has reached to the point of $644.15 billion. And recently in October, it has crossed the mark of $700 billion plus. Indian Army is set to receive Russian Igla-S air defense system. So Indian Army is set to receive the Russian Igla-S very short range air defense system. You can see it in this picture. So what is the short range air defense system? So whenever we can see that recently we have seen a strike of missiles by Israel on Gaza Strip, or missiles of Iran on Israel. So whenever you will see that missiles are coming from another country to any country, so they particularly want to destroy them in midair, and for that purpose they use the air defense system. And recently, Indian Army has had to receive the Russian Igla-S very short range air defense system. We already have got S-400 from Russia, that is also an air defense system. This acquisition includes a technology transfer agreement between Adani Defense System and Technologies Limited and Russia's Rosoboron export. Igla-S system will significantly enhance India's air defense capabilities. This represents a major advancement in India's defense preparedness. So do remember that Igla-S very short range air defense system is from which country? It is from Russia. India and Russia are doing a lot of things in the defense sector. We have created BrahMos missile as well. DPIIT report over 7 million transactions on ONDC platform in April. So open network for digital commerce witnessed remarkable growth with transactions crossing 70 lakh in April. ONDC is a digital infrastructure initiative launched in 2021, aimed to democratize digital commerce and create a level playing field for business of all sizes. The initiative is led by the Department for Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade. So remember, DPIIT reports that over 7 million transactions on ONDC platform in April have been seen. Government-backed ONDC attracts 10 unicorns and 125 startups. Open network for digital commerce, backed by the government, has garnered significant interest. Among the 125 startups committed to the platform are renowned unicorn like Zeroda, Ease My Trip, and Cast24. This signals the strong push towards democratizing the digital commerce. ONDC aims to create a level playing field for business for all of all sizes. So we can see that government has backed ONDC, attracts 10 unicorn and 125 startups. If we talk about a unicorn, unicorn is a name that is given to the company which particularly passes the $1 billion valuation. Mangalyaan 2 unveiled. India is set to become the third nation to land on Mars. So Indian Space Research Organization is gearing up for a landmark mission named Mangalyaan 2. Mangalyaan mission, I hope you remember, was in 2014 when on 23rd of September 2014, Mangalyaan reached on Mars. That mission was known as the MOM mission, that is the Mars Orbiter mission. So that mission was just an orbiter mission. And India became the fourth country at that time in the world to reach on Mars, in the orbit of Mars, and the first country to reach on Mars in its first attempt. And now India is up with their Mangalyaan 2 unveiled. India is set to become the third nation to land on Mars. The mission aims to land a rover and helicopter on Mars. So this time will not be an orbiter mission only. This time we will be taking a rover and a helicopter also on Mars. This endeavor seeks to place India alongside the US, China in interplanetary exploration. Recently, China, they have sent a Chang'e 6 mission, that is focusing on taking samples from the southern pole of the moon, on which we became the first country to reach last year. The project was unveiled during a presentation at the Space Application Center on National Technology Day. So do remember that Mangalyaan 2 unveiled the India set to become the third nation to land on Mars. So National Technology Day, it is observed on 11th of May to commemorate the Operation Shakti in 1998, that is Pokhran 2. International Museum Day 2024. So International Museum Day is celebrated annually on May 18th. The day aims to raise public awareness of the invaluable role museum plays in preserving artistic, cultural, and historical artifacts. It highlights the educational and cultural contribution of museums. Museums are showcased as important repositories of knowledge and history. So do remember International Museum Day 2024 is being observed on 18th of May. World's AIDS Vaccine Day 2024. So World's AIDS Vaccine Day observed on, also known as HIV Vaccine Awareness Day, observed annually on May 18th. Day is dedicated to raising awareness about the urgent need for AIDS vaccines. It acknowledges the efforts of individuals, including doctors, scientists, community members, committed to developing vaccines to combat HIV/AIDS. The day emphasizes the importance of continued research and development in this field. So remember, World AIDS Vaccine Day is observed on 18 May and World AIDS Day is observed on 1st of December. Veteran author Malti Joshi passed away at the age of 90. So Malti Joshi, a revered figure in literary world, passed away at the age of 90. She was a recipient of prestigious Padma Shri Award. Joshi was known for her prolific writing and storytelling in Hindi and Marathi literature. Her legacy leaves an indelible mark on the literary community. Recently, Kanaka Raju was also the one who died, and he was the one who particularly known for the Gusari dance, that is famous folk dance of Telangana. So he also died recently. So remember his name also. And on the other side, Malti Joshi, she passed away and she was a renowned literaturer in our country. She was a Padma Shri awardee. So let's revise that what we have learned. So first of all, India risks US sanctions as over Chabahar port deal with Iran. India and Britain reaffirms commitment to FTA at annual strategic dialogue. India UAE conclude meeting on India Middle East Europe economic corridor. Southwest monsoon to reach Kerala around May 31. SBI raises short-term retail fixed deposits rates amidst economic shifts. India's April trade performance, exports inch up, trade deficit widens. Coal India, NMDC, ONGC, Videsh seeks overseas critical mineral assets. India's foreign exchange reserve jumps 2.56 billion ton to 644.15 billion. And recently, in October, it crossed 700 billion. Indian Army set to receive Russian Igla-S air defense system. DPIIT report over 7 million transactions on ONDC platform in April. Government-backed ONDC attract 10 unicorns and 125 startups. Mangalyaan 2 unveiled, India set to become the third nation to land on Mars. International Museum Day 2024, World's AIDS Day 2024 is observed on 18th May. Veteran author Malti Joshi passed away at the age of 90. So I hope you learned and gained a lot of knowledge in this particular session. And this session has particularly enhanced your notes, your preparation, and your confidence regarding the current affairs. If you want to gain your confidence in current affairs and knowledgeable facts, do join me in the next session as well, where we will talk about some more current affairs and knowledgeable facts. Until then, take care everyone. Bye bye and see you soon.